The Washington volleyball team has lost just 5 matches this season, but suffered a pair of 5-game setbacks against crosstown rival O'Gorman. Friday, the Warriors sought their revenge in the state AA semifinals. Washington controlled the opening set off the O'Gorman serve. Warriors set up Samaya Jamie, who pummels one of her 10 kills. Warriors win the first 25-11. Second set, Washington looks to add to a 2-point lead, but Phekrang Kong has her shot blocked by Courtney Baruth. Knights trim the deficit to 18-17. Later, Warriors by 5. Aspen Langley gives to Lily Bartling, and 4 paints the back stripe. Washington wins a second, 25-19, and advances to the finals with a sweep of O'Gorman. Rapid City Stevens and Watertown cross paths in the other semifinal match. Third set, after winning games 1 and 2, the Raiders go outside to Elizabeth Schaefer, slams it to the floor. She had a team-high 13 kills. Stevens leads by 3. Later in the set, Watertown trails 10-7, but the Arrows turn up the volume on D. Mackenzie Busker scores a solo block. Rapid City continues to lead by a pair. Late in the third, the Raiders turn to Schaefer, who paints the back stripe for a kill, tying the game at 26. And despite dropping the third, Stevens wins the match in 4-3-1, advancing to the state finals. A Class A semifinal featuring Miller and Elk Point Jefferson. The Huskies won the opening set, but the Rustlers bounced back in the second as Katie Fernholz hammers down one of her match-high 25 kills, Miller by 6. A few points later, the Rustlers attempt to run a similar play, but Megan Brewer and Kenna Curry there for EPJ. Brewer had 3 blocks. Huskies trailed 10-4. More from Miller as the Rustlers go to the traditional bump set spike. Vonnegail Schlechter with the kill. The Rustlers advance to the championship match with a 3-1 win over EPJ. The Rustlers will attempt to topple 2-time defending champion Sioux Falls Christian in Saturday's match. Chargers beat McCook Central Montrose 3-0 in the semifinals. A Class B semifinal pitting defending champion Northwestern against Faith. Opening set, the Wildcats' Madeline Groft sets up Sydney Shell, who tips it past the defense. She had 9 kills, but Faith leads by 1. Late in the set, Araya Engel hammers the ball cross court, and the Wildcats can't come up with the dig. Engel had 5 kills, but the Longhorns trail by 10. More Northwestern as Groft goes back to Riley Grandpré, who rips a kill off a defender to the floor. She had 15 kills. Groft 35 assists. Northwestern earns its spot in the finals with a sweep of Faith. It'll be a rematch of the 2017 Class B championship as Warner advanced to the finals with a 3-1 win over Chester area. Monarchs won 3 straight titles between 2012 and 14. We'll have highlights from the East-West Classic at the Northern State men's basketball team opened the season with a split against top 10 teams at the Hall of Fame Classic in Missouri. A dozen days later, the Wolves returned to the court against Black Hills State at the East-West Classic in Sioux Falls. First half, the Yellow Jackets' Patrick Mendez dribbles into the paint, draws the foul, and hits the shot. He had 7 points, but Black Hills State trails 12-6. Later, the Wolves add to their 6-point advantage as Ian Smith feeds Parker Fox, who drives the baseline and throws down the two-handed jam. Fox had 13 points. Northern State leads 20-12. A few possessions later, Smith comes up with the steal, initiates contact on the break, buckets, and the foul. He had 13 points. Wolves by 8. Northern State runs past Black Hills State 82-50. Another East-West contest pitting Augustana against South Dakota Mines. Opening half, the Vikings cap a 20-0 run as Michael Schaefer dishes to Dylan LeBrun, who dribbles into the paint, banks it through, and the foul. LeBrun had 11 points. Augie leads 25-6. More from Augie as Tyler Riemersma dribbles to the block, banks it through as he falls to the floor, and 1. He had 13 points, 39 Vikings. Late in the first half, the Hard Rockers get a bucket back. Mitchell Suker gets a free pass to the basket, throws down the reverse slam. But Augustana led by 19 at halftime and picks up a 70-51 win over Mines. West Sioux met Dike New Hartford in the Iowa Class 1A football championship. Late in the first half, trailing 23-10, the Falcons' Hunter Deckers It's Kate Lynott who sneaks into the end zone 23-17 at halftime. Fourth quarter, West Sioux trails 38-31, but Deckers deep to Lynott, who scores a 55-yard touchdown. Deckers threw for 391 yards and 5 scores. Minutes later, West Sioux grabs a lead. Deckers goes back to the well, deep for Lynott. 32 adds a 48-yard TD. He had 10 catches, 203 yards, and 3 touchdowns. West Sioux outlasts Dike New Hartford 52-38. Boyden Hull Rock Valley lost to PCM Monroe in the Class 2A championship 28-7. That is a look